Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. As always, I appreciate you taking time out of your day to check the videos out. We have more PlayStation news, rumors, and leaks to go over and discuss. So before we dive into it, be sure to hit the like button to help the video out and show it your support. And if you are new to the channel, be sure to hit that subscribe button as well. The first topic we're talking about has to do with the January 2022 PlayStation Plus games lineup. It has seemingly been leaked once again from the same source who correctly leaked other PlayStation Plus lineups throughout the year. So this is reading from VGC, and they say, according to DLabs user Bill Kun, who correctly leaked the PS Plus lineups for September, October, November, and December, plus December's Xbox Live Games with Gold titles and the Epic Game Store's 15 days of free games promotion. These are what next month's PS Plus games will be. We're looking at Deep Rock Galactic for PlayStation 5 and PlayStation 4, Dirt 5 for PlayStation 5 and PlayStation 4, and then Persona 5 Strikers for PS4. So this is a pretty significant lineup, one that I think a lot of people are looking at and feeling pretty good about, because each of these games are really good. I've heard very good things about Deep Rock Galactic, and I think that this is actually launching into PlayStation Plus when it comes to PlayStation. It's a game that's been out, but it hasn't made its way to PlayStation yet, and it finally is. And so I guess they struck some kind of deal with Sony to make it part of PlayStation Plus. Then we have Dirt 5, which is a game I've heard good things about. I know it takes advantage of the PlayStation 5 in many ways, but I heard that the DualSense support in particular is very good for Dirt 5. And it's cool because with both of these games, you're getting the PS5 versions for each. And then we also have Persona 5 Strikers, which a lot of people are very happy about. So yeah, that's seemingly the January 2022 lineup. I know that some people are probably going to feel a little bit hesitant. They're going to wait for official confirmation. But as we talked about, this is coming from a very reliable source with this type of stuff in particular. So it's all but confirmed at this point that this is the lineup. So it's nice to see that Sony is starting off the year strong. We're moving on to the next topic though, which is something I think a lot of PlayStation 5 users are going to be interested in knowing about. We have the file sizes for two of the biggest games that are dropping in February, that being Elden Ring and Horizon Forbidden West. And you are probably going to be quite surprised at how much space you're going to need on your PlayStation 5 in order to play Horizon Forbidden West. But we're going to start out with Elden Ring. The download size for Elden Ring is 44.472 gigabytes without a day one patch, and the preload begins February 23rd, and the game is launching on February 25th. This comes courtesy of PlayStation Size over on Twitter. So Elden Ring isn't going to take up that much space. I think 44 or 45 gigabytes sounds about right for this title. But next up, we have Horizon Forbidden West. And you're going to want to brace yourself for this. When it comes to Horizon Forbidden West on PlayStation 5, the download size will be 96.350 gigabytes without a day one patch. I'm going to repeat that. Horizon Forbidden West on PS5 is going to be 96 gigabytes. That is massive. PlayStation Size also says some games on database will have a bigger size than on console, so anywhere between 10 and 20 gigabytes. Anyway, it's still 70 plus gigabytes, so we're going to have to wait to see about that. For now, I'm just going to stick with the 96 gigabytes. He also lets us know that preload will begin on February 11th, and the release is on February 18th, so you will have a decent amount of time to preload this game. And it's interesting because I've seen quite a few different reactions to this. There's no doubt that 96 gigabytes is a very large file size. That's a lot of space that's going to be taken up. I mean, if you round it up, you're basically looking at 100 gigabytes, and we don't know how big the day one patch is going to be. So it could very well end up being over 100 gigabytes. And some people are thinking that, is the Kraken compression technology for the PlayStation 5 not being utilized anymore? I don't think that's the case here. Considering Guerrilla Games is a first-party PlayStation studio, it's safe to say that Kraken compression is absolutely being utilized here, which makes it even more shocking, because if we are looking at a game that's almost at 100 gigabytes when it comes to the download size, while utilizing Kraken compression technology, that tells me one thing. Horizon Forbidden West is going to be a colossal game in terms of just how big the world actually is, how much detail there is, how dense it is, and this gets me even more excited for the game. I feel confident in saying that that's what this large download size actually represents, because everything I've seen of Horizon Forbidden West so far is very impressive. It looks like an extremely high quality game that's trying to push the bar in certain areas, and we're looking at a game file size here that is, I think, reminding people of like Red Dead Redemption 2, and people were unbelievably impressed at Red Dead Redemption 2 when that launched. And that was a very large game. That was also like 100 gigabytes, and that was without Kraken compression technology, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, I don't know about you guys. This gets me even more excited. I think some decisions are going to have to be made. You know, there's no doubt that a lot of people who didn't expand their PS5 storage and are looking forward to this game are going to have to decide which games are going to have to go and make room for Horizon. But I do think that Horizon is one of those games that it probably won't be too difficult to make that decision or to do what you have to do to ensure you have enough space, because this, for a lot of people, is absolutely a must-play game. So let me know what you guys think about this down in the comments below. But continuing to talk about Horizon Forbidden West, we're moving on to another topic here. This is reading from Push Square, and they say the media frenzy for Horizon Forbidden West is just getting started. Guerrilla recently launched a podcast, is publishing trailers at a relatively frequent rate, and we're starting to learn little details like the game's file size. It's perhaps no surprise that Sony has lined up a Game Informer cover story for the sequel then, which is being sent out to subscribers now. This 12-page article, fronted by some tasty artwork, which I'll show you, it does look pretty cool. Embedded above includes reports from 2 hands-off demos. One demo showcased an area early in the game, providing a glimpse at the more detailed towns and character models alongside the new skill trees and workbench system. Our second demo took us much later in the game to see a boss battle in action against a new fierce foe, the Slitherfang. That's the giant snake robot, for those of you who haven't been keeping track. Game Informer teases, however, the new machines are only part of Aloy's struggle this time around, and they encourage you to find out more about the additional pressures and conundrums coming her way, and how Guerrilla is taking Aloy and the gameplay in Horizon Forbidden West to a new level. So yeah, if you're somebody who's really looking forward to Horizon Forbidden West and you just need as much information on it as you possibly can get, then you might want to look into this issue of Game Informer. But yeah, I cannot wait for Horizon. In case you guys can't tell, the closer we get to the launch, the more excited I'm becoming. And we are at that point where it feels so close, but still so far. You know, we have a little bit more of a wait, but I genuinely do feel that the wait will be worth it for this game. But we're moving on to the next topic, which talks briefly about Stranger of Paradise Final Fantasy Origin. This is reading from PlayStation Universe. They say the development team behind Stranger of Paradise Final Fantasy Origin have shared a number of new details on the PlayStation blog regarding the upcoming prequel title, which the game's producer labels as an alternate retelling of Final Fantasy 1. In particular, Stranger of Paradise Final Fantasy Origin will chronicle how Garland went down the dark path that we see him embrace in the original Final Fantasy. So this is what the game's producer had to say. I believe a good antagonist should have a clear reason as to why they become a villain in the first place, so I felt digging deeper into that aspect of Garland would be interesting. In Final Fantasy 1, you see him from the start of the game as a knight who has embraced the darkness, but the story never elaborates on why he went down that path. We thought we could expand upon the lore of the original game through Stranger of Paradise Final Fantasy Origin by portraying one possibility as to why Garland ended up as he does. We see the story of Stranger of Paradise Final Fantasy Origin as an alternate retelling of Final Fantasy 1. It's probably easiest to think of it as taking place in a parallel universe that sits alongside that original game. And so for those who aren't aware, this title is going to be releasing on both PS5 and PS4 on March 18th, 2022. So yeah, I know that some of you are looking forward to this Final Fantasy title, so let me know down in the comments below if this is a game you plan to play, and let me know what you think about the producer's comments saying that this is pretty much going to be an alternate retelling of Final Fantasy 1. The next topic in line talks about The Wolf Among Us 2. This is a game that I am looking forward to, but we haven't heard anything about it in quite some time. I have to imagine that some of you are looking forward to this as well. And so this is reading from Push Square, where we get an update from Telltale Games. They say Telltale Games' announcement at the Game Awards that it will be publishing a video game adaptation of hit Netflix TV show The Expanse has reminded everyone that this isn't the only project the developer currently has on the books. Cast your mind back 2 years and you may remember the same studio revealing The Wolf Among Us 2 on Jeff Keighley's big stage. We've heard absolutely nothing since from the sequel, and the team's latest reveal has raised concerns over the return of Big B Wolf. Thankfully, the developer has put minds at ease with a statement on Twitter that promises news on the project early next year. After commenting on The Expanse, it tells fans to hang in for early next year when we can go deeper into things with The Wolf Among Us 2. Elsewhere, the message stresses how The Wolf Among Us 2 had only gone into pre-production in December 2019. So, yeah, I mean, it's understandable that fans would be getting a little bit antsy at this point. You know, it's been a while since we saw this game revealed, and it does raise questions like why announce it so early. But, you know, oftentimes development teams will announce games very, very early as a way to hopefully get new people to want to work for them and, you know, be part of the project, get people, developers, excited for the project itself. But I think this is good news because I did play The Wolf Among Us a long time ago and I really, really enjoyed it. And I feel like it's been a long time since I've talked about Telltale, and I feel like it's unlikely that, you know, The Wolf Among Us 2 is going to drop in 2022, but at the very least, we know we can look forward to some type of update from Telltale early next year. But the final topic I want to talk about quickly has to do with the Game Awards. So we have some news on some of the numbers that the Game Awards did. For anybody who may be wondering, you know, is the Game Awards growing? Is it shrinking? Well, it says here that the Game Awards has gotten bigger each year, though not without reason. Every year, the event itself and its numbers grow, with 2021 being no different. According to the founder and host of the show, Jeff Keighley, there were 85 million live streams, meaning that across the world, 85 million people tuned into the awards across streaming platforms. On top of that, there were more tweets than ever about the Game Awards, more viewer votes, and the show's highest ever watch time on YouTube. So yeah, there you go. If you were wondering how the Game Awards did this year, if you're somebody who tuned in, or maybe even you're somebody who didn't tune in, but you're still curious, it broke records once again. It does very well each year. I think it's interesting to kind of follow this because each year we see Jeff Keighley changing some things up for better or for worse in our case, but whatever he's doing, it seems to be working. And so, you know, we'll have to see what he plans to change up next year for the Game Awards. At the very least, we know Hideo Kojima will be there, hopefully with a new game this time. So yeah, just wanted to let you guys know about that, but that does it for this video. I hope you did enjoy it. I hope you did find it informative. Leave it a like, subscribe if you're new, hit the bell notification icon, and feel free to share the video out on top of all that. But until next time, guys, take care.